y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nyla Simone, and today's video is about how my wig business failed. For those of you who don't know, I had a wig business. It was Nyla Simone Collection, and it was a business where I created customized glueless wigs for women that, loved wigs. Yeah, as y'all can tell, I don't really know who I was targeting. I just was making wigs and I don't know who I was making them for. So if y'all see me looking over here, I have my computer. Let's get right into the video. So the first reason as to why my business failed was because I didn't know who I was selling to. I felt like I was selling to everyone that just liked wigs. That is too broad in a saturated market as the hair industry is. There are certain people, there are certain character types, there are certain characteristics, there are certain needs, there are certain problems and solutions that people need. Your product is not going to fix everyone's problem. And that's one thing that I had a hard time grasping in the beginning. I just thought, oh, somebody else is doing it, I can do it too, as long as I copy them. And no, that's not what business is about. You need to have your own unique selling proposition. I had the same old selling point. It was basically, glueless wigs for women. Like, okay, what are these glueless wigs for? Are they for alopecia women? Are they for women that are just, don't want to do their hair? Are they for women that are in business? Are they for women that are single mothers? Like, who is it for? Like, how can I market this differently from other competitors in the market? So if you're starting a new business, don't go into it thinking that you just need pretty products and you pretty images and then you can tell people to shop. You need to actually be solving a problem. You need to be giving them a solution to their problem, because not everyone has the same problems. Like if I have a problem with fine hair, somebody else with thick hair, they're not going to have the same issues as I am. Does that make sense? So make sure that your product is actually solving a problem, and make sure that it actually makes sense with the person that you are trying to sell it to. My reason number 2 as to why my business failed, I thought that I could just have the same success as everybody else. I still struggle with this. Like, I constantly compare myself, and it's just a human nature thing to compare yourself to the next person that you see is doing better than you. And I constantly did that every single time I would get on social media. I would always question myself, like, why is this wig maker making so much more money and getting all these sales and getting all this hype around her product, and I feel like I'm doing the same thing or trying to recreate the same product as her? Why isn't my business flourishing? And that's because she built a brand. I was just telling people to sell. Like, you cannot compare yourself to other people, because you don't know all the back end work and all the hours of labor that they actually put in to their business to grow and make it the way it is right now. And I was consistently thinking that I can just make a wig, show the behind the scenes, and then slap it on Instagram and say for sale. That is not a strategy, y'all. And you need to think of strategies. And I wish I would have really comprehended that and understood that sales strategy is so important. You cannot go into a business not having a sales strategy. You're just going to fail. I'm sorry, because that's what I did, and I failed. And I'm here to tell you guys my mistakes. Like, honestly, when people tell you a mistake, listen to it. So don't compare yourself. You need to actually do the back end work and just go along your journey. It's easier said than done, but you need to really embrace what you're going through and how you're going to turn your business into something unique from somebody else, because you don't want to compare and contrast yourself, because you are completely different from this other brand. Like, you're not selling the same experience, you're not selling the same product. It has to be different, because if you're selling the same thing, your customer's going to be like, well, I can just go over here, they have more credibility than you do. Like, why should I shop with you? So don't compare yourself. Come up with something unique, come up with something different that nobody has else seen. Like, find a hole in the wig industry. What is your competitor? Instead of comparing yourself to that competitor, what is your competitor not doing? Do some research on what customers are saying that is wrong with, you know, the product. And then you can obviously find a solution to that. And there you go, you have a business, or you have a business, you know, strategy, you have a business fundamental that you can build around. So just don't compare yourself, be easy on yourself, and try to stay away from social media, because it's honestly, like, it can take a toll on your body and take a toll on your mental. And that's definitely something that I have been struggling with. I am in therapy, which is helping, but sometimes I do tend to, during my business, I was comparing myself, and I was literally going down this negative loophole of constantly talking down on myself and thinking I couldn't do the same things that other people did, or achieve the same success that other people did, just because of me, because who I am, you know. But that's not necessarily the case. Just be easy on yourself, don't compare yourself, and, you know, do the work behind your business, because if you don't do the work, you're not going to see results that you want. Okay, so the third tip, y'all gonna be mad at me for this one, but stop using those mannequin heads, y'all. I'm telling you, nobody wants to see mannequin heads, and I was constantly using mannequin heads. Like, in the beginning, I was showing off the hair on myself, but I was insecure about my skin. I was insecure about how I looked. So I used a mannequin head. But so many people in the wig industry are using wig heads. We know how it looks on the wig head. We see how it looks. Okay, but how does it look on a real person? How does the hair flow? How does it feel on that person? Is that person, like, does she have the same, you know, head shape as me? How does it look in the back of her head? Like, people want to know what it looks like on an actual person. They can't visualize themselves if it's on a mannequin. Like, they want to visualize how it's going to look on them on an actual person. Like, think about it. When I'm going shopping for clothes on Shein, I'm going through the comments for pictures to see how it looks on different body types, because I want to see how the clothes fit, how baggy it was, how short the pants were, how tight the shirt is, what the material is. That's what people want to see with hair as well. They don't want to see it on the mannequin. The mannequin doesn't have the same humanly features. It might have, you know, a similar face, but it doesn't have the same head shape and stuff on it as a human would. So I would say use live models, and you don't have to use, like, you don't have to go and find models outside and pay them. You can actually use your family. Like, if you have friends, family, or sisters, aunties, cousins, moms, like whoever, grandmas, use those people. But make sure that it just aligns with your brand and your whole aesthetic as well. Don't just use anybody, because I know aesthetically pleasing stuff is how you also grab and catch your customers' attention. But stop using mannequin heads and go ahead and use yourself. Use somebody that is an actual person and present your content in that way. I wish I would have known that, because I feel like it would have positioned me differently from other wig brands or multiple wig brands, because a whole bunch of wig brands use mannequin heads. They don't promote the hair on themselves. So my fourth tip is not having a converting website. I was really encouraged from other wig makers and, you know, business owners to try to create my own website. And y'all, that was my downfall. Like, I did not have professional pictures. I didn't know how to edit pictures. I still don't know how to edit pictures, like the saturation and the brightness and the contrast and everything. So if you don't know how to do that, go hire a photographer, get some models, and take professional photos, y'all. That is the biggest thing that you need to do. Do not take pictures in your house with, you know, your wall and just call it a photo shoot, and then take the background remover and then slap it on a flyer and be like, here, you know, buy for me. Because that's exactly what I did, y'all, and it didn't work. It didn't grab my customers. Like, it was just, it looked unprofessional, you know. And you wouldn't want to buy from an unprofessional website. Like, I'm not buying from a scammy ass website. I'm sorry, but that's just how my website looked. The product pictures, they did not look professional. Like, it was of a mannequin in my house and the background was dirty. Like, come on, girl. Like, we're trying to sell something here, not give off scammer, fake, you know, runaway vibe. We have to put ourselves in the customer's shoes. What does the customer want to see? What do they need to see in order to make that next step into the purchase journey? You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. But another thing with your website, you need to be having good product descriptions. I don't care if the next competitor has product descriptions of all the specs and stuff of the product. The customer doesn't care how many grams the hair is. They just want to know, how much hair do I need? Or Do I just need one wig? What is the details? Where can I wear this wig to? Like, am I going to Miami in this wig, or am I going to Aspen in this wig? Am I going to be working in this wig, or am I lounging in this wig? Give them actual situations and experiences that they're going to use this wig at or the hair at. You need to be as specific as possible and as descriptive, like just be very descriptive, y'all, okay? Because if you're not, your customer is going to be like, I can just go over here and buy a wig because they're actually telling me where I can get this wig, you know? And I wish I would have did that, because I was just putting hair specs, 16 inches, color red, glueless 5x5 closure. Those specifications are important, but you also want to give a descriptive product description, because if you don't, then you're just like every other wig business out in the market. And my fifth reason why I failed as a business owner, I did not come up with a strategic plan. I literally thought you just needed to post on Instagram 3 times a week, and that sales will come in, and then post reels, and that you would go viral, and then sales will come in. And honestly, that does not work. I had a viral video. I had like over 250,000 views, and I did not get one sale from that video. And you know why? Because I didn't have a strategic plan for it. I didn't have a good call to action. I wasn't sure on who I was trying to talk to. So my description was kind of all over the place. My website was all over the place. Like it just didn't make sense. Like I was all over the place, and I wasn't even sure what I was doing. And when you go into creating a business that you don't know what you're doing, that's going to be reciprocated towards your customer. Your customer is not going to know exactly what the heck you're doing either. They're not going to trust you enough, you know, and that's the whole point of having a business, is that the customer can trust you, make a purchase, and then be a long time customer forever. So make sure you have a strategic plan on how that is going to play with, you know, longevity, building trust, and having a strategic plan on gaining sales. Sixth reason as to why I failed as a wig business is because I did not diversify my content. And you might be thinking, what does that diversify content mean, Nyla? It basically means not posting only one type of content, y'all. I was posting educational content. Or no, I wasn't posting educational. I was posting educational, but I was posting mainly behind the scenes. You know, the ones where, oh, create a wig with me. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, package a wig with me. Boom, 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 boom. People don't want to see that. You know, they want to see other things. They want to be educated on how to install a wig. They want to be educated on how to take off a wig. They want to be educated on the product itself. They want to know how it's going to help them and what transformation it's going to give them. Is behind the scenes content good? Yes, it is at some point, but you need to create a plan on how you're going to reel that into your content, but also how can you educate? How can you make relatable posts? What are you going to do to get your customer to purchase or to the next step of purchasing? And that's one thing that I truly struggled with. I just thought, post behind the scene content and you'll get a sale, because I saw other people doing it. And one thing that I told y'all in the beginning, you cannot do what other people are doing because you are trying to be different. That is the key word, being different. In order to do this, you need to know who you are speaking to. You need to know what type of content is going to resonate most with your target audience. And behind the scenes content is just not it, y'all. It isn't. It's cool, you know, to see, but they're not going to constantly want to see it. It might be a good strategy in the pre-launch strategy, but as after your pre-launch strategy, you need to be doing something else. You need to be educating them. You need to be giving them, you know, more information. You need to be feeding them valuable information, okay? Not just behind the scenes content, because that's not really valuable. Nobody wants to see you package your order. What is that going to do for me? You know, put yourself in the customer's shoes. So that's something that I wish that I would have did, unfortunately. My seventh reason as to why my business failed was because I was posting inconsistently. So I would just one day or 1 week plan a day where I create content, but the content was not, you know, valuable. So I posted, but it wouldn't do good, or I wouldn't gain followers, I wouldn't gain sales, or I wouldn't even grow my email list. I would get discouraged, and then a week later, I wouldn't want to post anything. So it was kind of like, okay, my customers or the people that were thinking about purchasing with me were kind of confused. Like, is she, you know, selling? Is she not selling? Like, what's going on? And that does not build trust. That does not build credibility. It kind of makes it seem like you're just there for the money and that you're trying to get a quick buck. You need to have a strategic plan on how to get people onto your email list if you don't want to post consistently on social media, because then you can, you know, educate them or feed your customers that way. If you do want to post consistently, set up a schedule, create batch content so that you don't have to consistently create each week, because that is so tiring. I understand, y'all. So my 8th reason why I failed, and that's because I was buying courses and was not actually applying them. And I know a lot of y'all are guilty. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Girl, go take some notes and go watch your notes, or go look at them. I don't think it's rewatch. Go look at your notes and, you know, really apply them. Come up with a strategic plan, y'all. Because I was just, you know, taking notes and like never coming back to it, never actually implementing it. I was just taking these classes for what? Like for nothing. And then also I was taking classes from people that gave the same information that they gave on their social media page. So make sure you're really doing research, because there's a lot of people on here are claiming to be marketing coaches and they know what they're doing and they really don't. But besides the point, when I was taking these courses, I expected the courses to do the work for me. Like I expected the people to give me a strategic plan all the way down to what I can do, what I can post. And yeah, some of them were getting a content calendar, but I had to actually come up with what type of content. And I wasn't doing too well because I was just, you know, stealing ideas and from other people and trying to do or recreate what other people were doing, and I just didn't fit with my business, obviously, because it failed. If y'all are taking trainings and courses, make sure that you guys are actually coming up with a plan on how this is going to help your business and actually implementing these tools and resources that you have learned. My 9th reason as to why I failed was because I was relying on going viral on TikTok and on Instagram Reels. Like I said before, Reels, viral videos on TikTok do not equate to money. You are not going to get more money just because you are going viral. If anything, that is pushing brand awareness. You need to figure out, okay, this piece of content was very valuable where it went viral. How can I recreate this in my content later down the line, you know? And what do I want them to do? Do I want to grow my email list? Because then if you could put them on your email list, you can control your email list. You can tell them exactly what to do. You can get your customers to purchase more. Like, come on, y'all. Like, we got to think of a strategic way on how to, you know, use these tools and utilize it, because Instagram is not there for you to make, or it's not there for you to push your content out for you to gain sales. Yes, it's there to build awareness and everything, but Instagram is not going to put your content in front of somebody just because you want to make a sale. Like, think about it. You know, it don't make sense. So yeah, it's not realistic to go viral and think that you're going to get money. So don't be like me and think that, because that's something that I had to learn the hard way. But yeah, my 10th reason on why I failed as a business was because I didn't understand that you need to do a lot of back-end planning. I didn't realize that I needed to create a budget, a social media strategy, a target audience analysis, competitor analysis. I needed my mission, value, core beliefs. I needed to know my profit margins. I needed to know pricing, overhead costs. And I wish I would have known that going into it, because I probably would have saved me a lot of time and money. So going into a business, don't think that you just need to have a good product and then you could just sell it on Instagram and that be that. No, you need to have all your back end work, all the unfun work, unfortunately, done before you can get to the fun part and you can get to the satisfying part. Because I just went automatically into, oh, I need packaging, I need a whole bunch of inventory. How do you expect to sell out if you don't have a strategic plan? You don't have certain things in place. You don't have a budget to buy this inventory, or you don't have a budget to have marketing, or, you know, have a good marketing plan. You need to have this back end work, and you need to honestly sit down with yourself and go back to the drawing board. And I understand people say that a lot, but it's honestly true. You need to really sit down and be disciplined with yourself and put in these places and these procedures in order for your business to grow and be able to be scaled. I do definitely recommend hiring like a coach or a marketing strategy, or just doing some research on Google and looking up what exactly you need in order to have, you know, a business, the back end work at least. And my last and final reason as to why my business failed was because I did not have a passion, or I realized it wasn't my true calling. Like, wigs, I love wigs. I loved, the whole end outcome and how it made people feel, but the process, to be honest, drained me out. I hated making the wig. I didn't enjoy not have creative control sometimes. Yeah, I could choose which wigs I wanted to make, but sometimes I would overextend myself just to get money for my hair business to grow. And it just wasn't fulfilling to me. It wasn't something that I wanted to do. It was definitely more of a chore than it was, fun for me. And I feel like my career should be more fun and more fulfilling and more purposeful for people. I didn't know who I was targeting. I felt like I wasn't really helping anyone. I just felt like I was overextending myself in doing something that just wasn't for me. I hope that makes sense. So when creating a business, really make sure that this is something that you want to do. This is who you want to help. This is something that you can see yourself doing for a long time and enjoy doing, or something that you can do for free. Because if it's not something you can do for free, why are you doing it? Like, don't do it for the money, because honestly, you're not gonna have the motivation to do the necessary work, the unfun work that you have to do in order to grow and in order to help more and more people. So you guys, I hope that this video helped you. I hope you guys took some notes down. I hope that you guys see as to why I failed and what you can do better, and what you need to do in order to be better. I hope this helped, and I hope that it made sense, y'all, because I can ramble on, and I'm sorry, y'all. I'm still learning how to get comfortable with the camera. It'd be nerve-wracking talking to y'all. Like, y'all are watching me, taking my advice, but I appreciate it. I love you guys, and I hope that this really did help. Make sure to give it a like if it did help. Make sure to comment something below that helped you, or that you felt like was a good tip, or if you have any questions as to like what else you need to do, let me know in the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to help. And make sure you also subscribe, y'all, for more content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Love you guys. Bye.